folks, something a little different this time. I wanted to share my evolving journey in the sim racing world, particularly relating to sim racing hardware. Hopefully, anyone watching can learn something from my experience, even if it is some small detail. I have been a petrol head all my life. My father used to say I was weaned on petrol. I did participate in real motor racing with some success in the 1970s, racing Formula V and Formula Ford. Once family and business came along, I didn't have the time or money to continue, but never lost interest in motor racing. My wife and I following most forms of motorsport over the years, including Formula One, MotoGP, supercars, etc. In the 1990s, my business journey brought me into the world of computer programming. Being around computers from then on, I eventually discovered sim racing software, which, with some basic hardware, allowed you to race against computer-generated opponents. By 2005, I had invested in a Microsoft Xbox 360 with hand controllers and a few sim racing titles, including Grid, NASCAR, Formula One and MotoGP, all connected to a standard TV set. It wasn't long before I purchased a Microsoft steering wheel and pedal set, the wheel having a form of force feedback. This was a whole new semi-realistic experience after using hand controls, and I spent the next few years, when I had the time, racing in career mode with most of the sim racing titles. After using a small table with a fixed steering wheel assembly, a non-fixed pedal set and a standard office chair, I decided around 2004 to invest in a cockpit called the Hyperdrive. It had minimal adjustment, wasn't very comfortable, however my wheel and pedals didn't move all over the place like a madman's breakfast. I persevered with this setup for a few years, occasionally sim driving when I had the time. Rolling on to late 2014, I came across the release of the Assetto Corsa sim racing software for PC. At this stage I was semi-retired and working less. This motivated me to bite the bullet and get a proper sim cockpit and a new PC. In 2015 I ordered a next level GT Ultimate version 2 cockpit kit, a Seat Motion Platform version 2 and 3 Samsung Curve 24-inch 60Hz monitors. I also built a new PC with a Z270 MSI Gaming M7 motherboard, an i7 7700K CPU, 16GB of memory, overclocked MSI NVIDIA GTX 1080 graphics card and a Logitech surround sound system. I also updated my old pedal and wheel set to a Thrustmaster T500 RS wheelbase, T3PO Pro pedals and a TH8A gear shifter. Here it is in motion, no pun intended. I spent many hours enjoying this piece of kit, learning lots of new things along the way, such as setting force feedback for different cars, setting field of view correctly and upgrading my T3PO Pro pedals with a Ricmatech load cell kit for more realistic brake feel. Assetto Corsa was my simulator software of choice up until March 2020 when I joined iRacing, an online sim racing platform where you can race against the world's best sim racers. Starting as a rookie, I began racing the Mazda MX-5 and the Skip Barber Mazda 2000. This was an eye-opener and took me a while to learn the ropes and get up to any sort of speed. The driving standard, particularly amongst rookies, was very poor, so getting punted and avoiding carnage seemed to be a common thing. As I worked my way up the ranks, the driving standard did improve and I started to enjoy the competition. There was so much to learn. Being competitive, I started to look how I could improve my performance. I started using track guides, practicing more often, and looking at reviews of sim racing equipment and setup. My driving was improving, but I just wasn't getting the right feedback from the Thrustmaster steering wheel and brake pedal. So the next upgrade was a Fanatec Clubsport version 2.5 wheelbase with a BMW GT2 wheel paired with a Fanatec Clubsport V3 pedal set with a brake performance kit. I also updated the TH8A gear shifter to the Fanatec Clubsport shifter and the Samsung monitors to Acer KG271 1080p 144Hz 27-inch monitors, adding the Asus bezel-free kit. Here is my grandson testing the new build. Once I had everything up and running, I immediately noticed a small improvement in lap times and quite a big improvement in consistency. There was much more feedback, not only from the wheelbase, but the pedals gave a much more positive and reactive feel, particularly the brake pedal. The Acer monitor's refresh rate made the immersion smoother and cleaner. By late 2020, due to the COVID pandemic, iRacing participation had skyrocketed and the racing became more competitive. During this time, direct drive steering wheelbases had become more popular. So early 2021, I decided to update my Clubsport belt-driven wheelbase to a Fanatec Podium DD1 direct drive wheelbase with a Formula V2 steering wheel and an advanced paddle module. This was a game changer for me. The feedback was much more linear, with finer resolution, and I found I could drive more predictably, the wheelbase providing fast feedback. By this time I was producing some basic iRacing videos for my YouTube channel. My PC didn't have the power to record live races, therefore I used the replays of races to produce videos, this taking up quite a bit of time. The next level cockpit, although more comfortable than the hyperdrive cockpit, still didn't give me the amount of adjustment required to find the perfect driving position, even after modifications. Under heavy braking and steering input, the cockpit would flex and move about, dampening the feedback. With these two factors in mind, I decided to purchase a new cockpit and build a new, more powerful PC. After a lot of research, I decided to go with the Trak Racer TR160 cockpit and monitor stand, mainly because of its infinite adjustment, solid construction, and the fact that it was easy to modify if you needed to. The fact that it was designed and available in Australia also made the decision easy. I found the customer service from Trak Racer to be first class, even when receiving wrong parts early in the construction. It did take some sweat and tears to build, but the result was well worthwhile. I did modify the TR160 by mounting the monitor stand directly to the cockpit in case I decided to go to a full motion platform. Because of its infinite adjustment, it was easy to find the near perfect driving position. The rigidity of the Trak Racer TR160 made the driving experience much more dependable and stable, with no movement whatsoever, even under the hardest braking or steering movement. The new PC included an Asus ROG Maximus 13 Extreme motherboard, an Intel Core i9-11900K CPU, 32 GB of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro memory, an MSI GeForce RTX 3090 graphics card, and all the required ancillary items such as case and power supply. As I was passing on my old complete sim, I ordered a new set of pedals, the Heuskenveld Ultimate Plus pedal set, and updated my Acer monitors to the 1440p model. Was the effort worthwhile? The answer is yes. I have discovered on the way that not only did I have fun sim racing, I have also enjoyed the many hours building and setting up new hardware and software. I have also had fun learning new skills such as video creation and editing, streaming, and setting up new peripherals such as cameras and microphones. You are never too old to learn and enjoy something new. Please don't hesitate to comment if you enjoyed this video or found it useful. See you next time.